Now look, I know I don't talk about anime on this channel a lot. I've made like one video on it, but I think now is as good as a time I'll ever be able to do one. The fall anime lineup for 2022 has me creaming in my chair. We got Chainsaw Man's debut, Spy X Family Part 2, Mob Psycho Season 3, My Hero Season 6, the Bleach 1000 Year Blood War arc? Oh yeah, I'm ready to sit back and eat ass. But with all these animes coming out, I kind of thought back to all the tropes they have in anime that are just absolutely stupid as shit or ridiculous. Things that a lot of animes include because it's just how it's been for some time now. And looking back at some of these tropes, I kind of realized how much I fucking hate them. So I kind of want to run through some of these anime tropes that just piss me off in this video. Some of them may piss me off more than others, but regardless, I'm just gonna run through them. And first, I want to start out with the one I hate the most. Like, if you're someone that's into this, unsubscribe from my channel right now. You should be locked up in an Alcatraz prison, have the key thrown away, and stay there the rest of your life. And I'm talking about none other than the lollies. Now, some of you watching this may be like, Tommy, I watch anime, and I don't even know what a lolly means. And if that's the case, good job, I pat you on the head for being an upstanding citizen. But let me just ruin your day real quick by giving you the definition of what a lolly is. A lolly is a female in anime that has a childlike appearance when they are actually not underage. The keywords in this definition are childlike. Here's an example from an anime that's known for having the best animation in the world, 7 Deadly Sins. How old do you think this girl right here is? Most of you would probably guess without knowing her at first, 7 or 8, 8 or 9, maybe 10 or 11, but that's really pushing it. That girl right there is 1,000 years old. Yes, you did not mishear me. She is 1,000 years old. Tell me in what type of world where a girl looks like this and is 1,000 years old. That is a child! She looks like her first day of second grade is tomorrow morning. Does no one in their team sit them down and tell them, okay, this might be a little weird. She clearly has the body of an 8-year-old, even though she's 1,000 years old. So maybe we should think of changing it to something more mature. Get the fuck off the team. You know how we like them. You know how we like them looking. We like them looking young. The worst part 2 in 7 Deadly Sins is when she ends up with Bon in the show. Because Bon is someone who is 34 years old, 6'11", and straight up looks like a full-grown man who could play in the NBA full-time. So how does this man end up with a girl who looks like she just learned her multiplication tables? And when I say the photos of them together are scary, they are. Like this, like this, like this, and probably the worst one out of all of them, like this. Is she? No. Oh yeah, that's definitely pregnancy. Wee woo, wee woo. He is a sex offender. I repeat, that nigga is a sex offender. Lock that motherfucker up and throw the key away because he is a sex offender. There is no denying the fact that he is a sex offender. You're not slick, Bon. The worst part about this whole scenario is that technically she's the offender in this scenario. Because Elaine in the show herself is 1,000 years old, and he's 34 years old. At least make it make some type of sense. But oh, it's not just in 7 Deadly Sins. That was one single example. There are hundreds of animes like this where they use the same trope. And before the weirdo Discord mods come in my comment section talking about, Tommy, it's just a drawing, bro, relax. She's over the age of 18. Why are you so worried? Bruh. Y'all know damn well that they're just making them these ages so they can pass it as not sexualizing kids, right? Of course the creators wouldn't label them as 8 years old and put them in the most sexual positions ever. That's a one-way ticket to prison. I swear, not even R. Kelly was that stupid. But if you're really trying to defend this with all your heart, we already know how you look like. You're probably a Reddit or Discord mod. Maybe you play Genshin Impact. No, scratch that. You definitely play Genshin Impact. Got Dorito crumbs all over your shirt, body pillows stacked up in the back of your room, and you either look like this, or like this. I've never seen someone defend the point of lollies in anime without looking like one of those things. It's just really fucking weird that so many mangas to this day still do this, and so many people will go out and either buy the mangas or just watch the animes. Do you not feel shame? Do you not feel disgusted? Anyways, the next trope I want to talk about, we're gonna call it a little something like explaining the ability at the stupidest time ever. Now, in nearly every anime that has some type of power system and fights in it, there's always a multitude of different characters with skills only they can use. It's bound that they'll end up fighting each other eventually. But what I don't like about these fights is when in the middle of the fight between two people, one of them just stops and starts to explain their ability and everything they can do to that opponent. Straight up giving them a Khan Academy lesson on their ability and what they can do. Like, I get that you need to explain the power and the ability to the audience so they understand how it works, but that is not the best way to do it. Sometimes they'll straight up tell the opponent everything they're about to do to them and what they're gonna do to them, and the opponent will still lose. Like, bruh, how dumb are you? Can you imagine if the same scenario happened in real life? Like, imagine two countries are at a war, and one of the countries just explains like where they're going to bomb and attack the enemy at this certain type of place, and the enemy still loses. I'm not gonna lie to you, that'd be a different level of disrespect. Anyways, the next trope I want to move on to is from romance animes. In general, I just really fucking hate romance animes. I genuinely can't stand them. And that's because 99% of the time, it's always the same thing. Some shy kid who has no friends sits in the corner of the classroom away from everyone, sits at the lunch table alone every day, then ends up meeting the super hot girl who then falls for him. Like, bro, I did the same thing in school and I didn't get any bitches. What's the difference between me and him? And to this day, there are a bunch of animes that still use the same trope. And I already know what people are gonna say. But Tommy, that's not every romance anime. You just gotta find another one to watch. Well, obviously, it's not actually every romance anime, but it's always the ones that are trending and the most popular all of the time. Then there's also the thing in these animes where the characters themselves end up in the most crazy sexual positions ever in the show. I'm talking 69er, reverse fangirl, can girl, anything you can really think of. And then they'll just talk like friends the next episode like nothing happened. These romance main characters in these animes are better than me is all I'm saying. You wouldn't want a nigga like me in the positions they were at. Then to top it all off, the people who make romance animes extend the stories extra long for no reason. How long does it really take to ask a girl out on a date? If you ask a person who's making a romance anime, he'll tell you about 3 to 5 years of the story. One example of a romance anime like this is something called Rent a Girlfriend. So many people have complained about how much the creator has extended the story itself. The whole point of Rent a Girlfriend is that this complete loser who's so down bad downloads an app to find girlfriends. He has this girl that he really likes, and the girl also likes him back, but they never get with each other as usual in every romance anime. And to top it all off in this, he has like 5 other options to date, and he never gets a single one of them. Like, how do you fumble this badly, my nigga? You have 5 fucking options, bro. Just pick one and move on. And even one of my friends who started reading this told me he thought it was about to end 5 times when it actually didn't. Like, they'll bait the hell out of them about to get together, and then something comes up that completely stops them from not getting together randomly. The manga itself right now is on its 254th chapter, which is pretty much the equivalent of One Piece for romance animes. And I think we all know why it's going so long. These creators like to milk the hell out of it for every single penny they can get before it ends. If we're being honest, damn near half of these romance stories could have ended 5 times faster than they do. But hey, I can't really blame the creators for chasing a bag. I would do the same thing, to be honest. You're telling me all I gotta do is make it seem like they're about to get together every once in a while, and right before they do, add something stupid to stop them and extend the story? That's free money at that point. And the thing is, people are really hooked on these stories, even though they know it's never going to end. I wouldn't be surprised if Rent a Girlfriend is still going when I'm like 60 years old. Anyways, moving on to the next trope, it's something I think a lot of my audience can relate to. The fatherless main character. It feels like in every anime, especially in the older shonen ones, the main character is either born without a father figure in their life, or their father's just not in their life in general, which I never really understood, to be honest. Like, what's up with every anime dad and just not being in their son's life? It's not like the animes are based off Detroit or Chicago. Then I would understand the characters having no father. But it's just the case in nearly every random anime for some reason. And at the rare circumstances that the dad is actually in the character's life for once, they turn out to be the most deadbeat people in the fucking world. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Jing. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Dio's dad. I don't even remember your name, nigga. Anyways, the next trope we got I like to call is the useless female character. I'm talking about that typical shonen anime shit. When they set up the female character to be extra strong, train every single day to master their powers, learn every single ability in the book, psychoanalyze every enemy to ensure that their win is guaranteed, and at that point I'm like, okay, I'm ready to see this girl whoop somebody's ass with all these abilities she's mastered. And then the creators just go like, alright, we set her up to be this powerful, she has all these abilities, you know what, give that bitch a healing power real quick and make sure she forgets everything she learned. Wait, huh? Like, bro, what happened? Then to top it all off, when they do actually get in a fight, they end up losing the fight they get in, and the main character just swoops in to save the day like he's Prince Charming. And I think we all know which character fits in this exact category without me really having to say it. Sakura. Every time Sakura yelled for Naruto, I just wanted to punch my monitor. Because the thing is, we know Sakura is strong. This is the same girl who trained with Tsunade and got her ass whooped so she could become stronger. But of course, they had to give Naruto his character development. So anytime she didn't have the upper hand in a fight, she just yelled for him. There were rare times where she did actually use her strength in the show. I cannot deny that. But I can count those amount of times on my fingertips. Now, luckily, there's good news on this. It has gotten better in newer animes and stories. Like, I know Jujutsu Kaisen has fire-ass female characters that are strong as shit. But man, in all of those old shonen animes and all the animes in general, it was always like this. You can look back at every single old shonen anime and I guarantee it's like that. Anyways, the next trope we got is when they tease someone's death in the anime and it just doesn't happen. This happens so much at this point, I really don't get surprised. It's when in the story, they pretty much save someone on the brink of death because of plot. Like, they'll be damn near a lifeless corpse. Every single one of their vital organs is destroyed. They have no heart rate or no pulse. And all of a sudden, they get saved by some miraculous way, which makes no sense. The main culprit of this, I would say, is the most popular series in the world in general, One Piece. Now, y'all know I love One Piece. It's still one of my favorite anime and mangas of all time. But holy shit, the amount of times One Piece does this in the story is kind of insane. An example of this I can remember off the top of my head is a character named Pell. Also, I want to add this, but spoiler warning for One Piece Alabasta arc if any of you guys are watching it, just in case. Pell was a part of the Alabasta arc of One Piece. And towards the end of it, there was a bomb that was going to explode the entire city. So he decided instead of it doing that, he was going to take it to the sky and just sacrifice his life instead of everybody dying. Then boom, the bomb exploded and it looked like it completely obliterated him. But guess what? In the next couple of episodes, it turns out he was alive! What type of mofo could take a Hiroshima blast to the face and be alive to tell the story? It got so bad to the point that fans started speculating saying that it was censored due to 9/11. Yes, this is a real story, I'm not joking. Because 9/11 happened around the time the chapter came out, people thought Oda censored it because 9/11 happened. But nah, it was definitely false because this happens about 10 other times in the story. The next trope we got in animes that annoy me is fan service. Now, fan service has always been a thing in anime since the end of time. If you don't know what fan service is, it's pretty much shots in anime to make niggas that are horny happy. But there's some animes where it's to the point that it just ruins the plot. Like, they could be in a dead-ass serious conversation of how they're going to deal with something, maybe defeat the next major threat or villain in the universe, and some girl just comes out of nowhere with her milkers flying everywhere. You know it's bad when it gets to the point where it annoys the horny mofos. Like me, it gets me mad. That's a hard audience to piss off. And don't get it wrong, I like my occasional fan service in an anime, but I also actually like the plot itself, like the point I'm actually watching the show for. An example of an anime doing this all the time, and I mean all of the time, is Fire Force. I can't really watch this shit anymore and take it serious. When you have a character whose main ability is supposed to be fighting with fire, but just beats people up by stripping nude, you know people aren't reading it for the plot at that point. Might as well just make the whole story that thing and rebrand it as a hentai. That'll make you more money in the long run. Now, these next couple tropes I'm just gonna run through real quick, and this next trope I'm just gonna call it the clothing trope, aka when the characters wear the same clothes for the entire show. It's rare in some animes that they even have a single outfit change for some people. Let's see some examples real quick. This is Naruto in episode 1, and this is Naruto in episode 222. This is Tanjiro in episode 1, and this is Tanjiro in episode 26. This is Asta in episode 1, and this is Asta in episode 153. I know damn well them clothes are musty as hell. Like Naruto, if you don't take off that goddamn sweatsuit, no wonder any kids didn't want to hang out with him. He probably smelled like ass. I wouldn't either. The next trope we got is the power of friendship. Every single time in a shonen anime where someone is about to lose a fight, they instantly have a flashback of all of their friends gain 10 times more strength than normal. The villain somehow loosens up, and they manage to beat that person. Now, without saying names, I think we know which anime takes the cake on this one. The next trope we got is when the female character just punches the main male character for no reason. I honestly don't know why this pisses me off. Maybe it just gets me mad because usually the main character can beat the living pope out of them if they want, or maybe, just maybe, it awakens the inner Chris Brown in me. Either way, I don't know, but it's just gotta be a double standard. And the last trope I'm gonna end it on is the unused side character. It's when there's a side character that has so much potential, sometimes it's damn near better than what the main character's power is. Like, I really be watching them use their abilities and I'm like, damn, yeah, there's no way this nigga's competing with this. But then they end up just getting thrown to the side and are never used again. I'm just here like, they really could have solved the problem way easier if they used this person's ability. But nope, they gotta give the main character his time to shine. So yeah, that's the conclusion of tropes I just find really annoying in anime. There are probably way more, but this is just a little couple I could think off the top of my head. Maybe I could make a part 2 in the future, but I don't know. Anyways, you already know what to do. Follow my Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok if you're not already. As always, I love you guys consensually, and until next time, I'm out.